The banality of evil. It's one hell of a topic, you know. If you want to commit yourself to a self imposed guilt trip, there is no better medicine than to explore the banality of evil. Because just as you get into it, you'd find yourself complicit. At the very top, you have, politicians. They conjure up reasons to go into war with other countries, let's say. Sometimes not for really any good reason, just cause. And so then there are the commanders, the frontline people, the soldiers, who have to follow through on these orders, which sometimes involves killing people. Hannah Arendt says you can't blame the people, the frontline folks who are just following orders. But if you ask a guy like Jean-Paul Sartre, he will argue that no, that is BS. You always have a choice to refuse an order like that which you don't agree with. What do you mean, Mr. Sartre? You could ask, and he will tell you, refuse the order. But what about the consequences, John? The consequences are the consequences, he would say. But it might involve me losing my job, or even worse, being court-martialed. To which Sartre will say, that is okay, you have to accept it. Then you would say, but are there no other choices? And he might give you this bizarre idea that you can take yourself out of the picture, disappear from life, become non-existent. That sounds even more radical than the first option. But most people, they follow through on the order because they're looking into the eyes of the people that they have to support, with a job, with an income, which provides security, safety, stability. Hannah Arendt had come up with the banality of evil that exists widespread among human beings based on her investigations of the Eichmann trial, related to the Holocaust. He was one of the masterminds. He was put on trial. All of his responses, so monotone, completely out of it. There was no feeling of guilt, responsibility, regret. All she could hear was a helpless man following orders. This concept of the banality of evil, as you well know, it shows up in the corporate world, in our working life. We see through the elimination of jobs, positions being cut. The strategies in the corporate world that they come up with to effect the changes that are so-called a requirement for business continuity, etc. Anytime we see any sort of power being misutilized, there's the presence of this concept, the banality of evil. So you see how the complicity becomes closer and closer, more prevalent, widespread than we imagine it to be. So what is the solution, Mr. Kundastro? I think the best you can do, if you find yourself in this situation, is to be upfront, be honest, explain your position, lay your cards on the table. If you were in a romantic relationship, or just friendship even, close friendship, where one was taking advantage of the other, the person who is hurt might say, you picked a fine time to explain.
I never met that's tearing